Now, when it comes to my personal experience with how social media has changed our language, I would never compare it to George Orwell's 1984 as did Silverblatt in his article. I would say that instead of a new language such as Newspeak being created in our social media world, I would say it's a turn towards abbreviations and becoming the most efficient use of language. You're trying to get a message across in the fewest amount of words possible because there's a limited time frame, a limited amount of space on each social media platform. But I wouldn't ever say Newspeak is becoming part of social media, or this idea of taking out all ambiguity or discrepancies in the interpretation of words. I would just say abbreviations are the only thing that I've noticed. People using the word R, the letter R, as opposed to the word R. Simple things like that, just to cut down on the amount of characters and space they use on each social media platform to get their message across more efficiently. Now, in Silverblatt's article, he basically compares the change in language in social media to that of Newspeak in George Orwell's 1984. If you're familiar with Newspeak, it's basically a new language. It's the new English that takes away all ambiguity or discrepancy on how a word can be interpreted. It's just direct. When you read the word, you know exactly what it means. However, to compare that to social media, I wouldn't say is completely accurate. I wouldn't say social media is becoming Newspeak, where each word is discrete and you know exactly what it means. I would say it's just more of an emphasis on abbreviations. It's not necessarily a new language. Now, maybe in the future, that could become a new thing. However, I don't see it as necessary as of now. On social media platforms, people are still able to get across their message through merely abbreviations, and there isn't necessarily a need for creation of a new speak or a new language that takes away the ambiguity. I wouldn't say that we've gotten to that point where someone could clearly point out an example of Newspeak. Words like good think, good sex, belly feel, all those are examples of Newspeak in George Orwell's 1984, and those direct words have definitely not been used in today's popular culture. However, abbreviations for sure are more prevalent. As I said earlier, I think that's the main change that's going on in social media. It's a turn towards abbreviations, not necessarily the construction of a new language. Maybe down the road it could be, but I don't personally think there are any examples, any real-world popular culture examples of the so-called Newspeak as referenced in George Orwell's 1984.